Imagine, you're ice skating with your best friend and everything is going great. All of a sudden, you slip and fall down, but you feel okay, so you get back up and keep going. That's when you notice your friend staring in horror at your leg. You look down to see what she's staring at and realize your bone is piercing through your skin and blood is gushing everywhere, but you can't feel a thing. For a small number of people in the world, this is the case. There have been about 84 cases in the United States and around 300 cases in Japan. There are currently 17 living cases of CIPA in the United States. Japan actually has a center for this disease and are trying to come up with treatments. Some of you may be thinking, wow, that sounds like a great life, no pain. But in truth, this disease, called congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis, is a terrible killing machine with many disadvantages. Today, I hope to inform you about what congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis is, and how people get it, and the problems that come with it. First, let's look at CIPA and see how it comes to be. Congenital means present from birth. Insensitivity to pain means you can't feel pain, or in this case, temperature. Anhidrosis means absence of sweat. CIPA is a disease that you are born with. It makes you unable to feel pain and temperature, and makes you unable to sweat. This absence of pain includes internal pain from things like bacterial infection. This can affect your blood pressure, heart rate, sweating, and sensory nervous system, according to generalanesthesia.com. CIPA is caused by a mutation on chromosome 1 when a fetus is being developed. For a child to be born with CIPA, both parents must carry the gene in them. Neither parent has to have the disease, and siblings might not be born with it. The mutation happens to the sympathetic nervous system and nerve growth in general, according to Medical News Today. That doesn't sound too good, does it? Let's take a look at some of the disadvantages. Children born with CIPA cannot feel outer pain. A person with this disease can't feel simple things like cuts, scrapes, broken bones, temperature, and being bumped into. This can cause the person to do things like place their hand on a hot stove, or even cut through their own finger while chopping vegetables without even noticing. Children born with CIPA cannot feel inner pain. A person with this disease can't feel things like internal bacterial infections, hunger, the need to go to the bathroom, or heart pain. This can cause the person to have frequent bathroom accidents, starve themselves, gorge themselves, or have serious heart and digestive problems without knowing, which makes them unable to go to a doctor to get it diagnosed and treated. Children born with CIPA can't sweat. A person with this disease can't feel when they're hot, and their body can't automatically sweat like normal people because their body can't control their temperature because the body doesn't know what temperature it's at. Over half of the children born with congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis die before they reach the age of 3 because they overheat. Still sound like a good life to you? I bet not. Let's look at what we've covered. Today we talked about how living with CIPA is not a good and desirable lifestyle. We learned about what it is, how you can get it, and the problems that come with it. Pain is a universal language, but people's tolerance of it differs. Remember that 1 in 125 million people who are born do not know pain at all. This is a very small chance. In my graduating class, there are about 58 of us. But imagine if your class had 125 people, and you came out as valedictorian. Now imagine that there are 1 million times that many people, and you came out as the smartest. You'd feel pretty special. But if you were in a situation like this, where you have a deadly disease, you'd feel pretty alone and helpless. People born with congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis, if they're lucky enough to live, are at a disadvantage and struggle on a day-to-day basis. We need to find answers to this disease, not only treatments, but ways of prevention, so that people can stop suffering from a life with no suffering.